Vachobegam. Can somebody tell? One devotee. Vachobegam. What are the signs? What is the sign of Vachobegam and how to overcome it?
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, so we can control the speech. So Vachavega means controlling the speech by not speaking nonsense and speaking about Krishna consciousness.
Hmm.
And it is
So,
also not about just being mum, like not speaking anything. It may be helpful for a few minutes, but ultimately we have to not be a mum, but speak about Krishna consciousness in a positive way and not do prajalpa.
yeah. So, very nice. So, Vachovegam means we should not speak anything other than Krishna consciousness. Anything which we are speaking, that is that will attract death near. So, like toad example, frog is making a cracking sound, but it is simply attracting the death nearby. So materialistic thoughts, materialistic talk will attract near death faster. And solution is we have to we speak only Krishna Katha. Okay, Vacha Vegam. Manasa Vegam. Can other devotees, everybody should share what we discussed about Manasa Vegam.
We can control the Manasavekam by focusing our mind on lotus feet of Krishna.
Yes. First we Vachavegam Manasa. So focusing on the lotus feet of Krishna. Bajahure mana Srinandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare. So this we are requesting mind. Sometimes we have to beat the mind and focus the mind on Krishna. When we are chanting, whenever mind wanders, we have to bring it back to the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. No? So what are the symptoms and Manasavegam and not only just we can think about how to serve Krishna best. How to improve my service and everything by thinking about that also. And what are the negative things about this? What outside Mayavadis and everybody tell how to control mind? What do they suggest?
Creating a vacuum, so negating everything.
Yeah,
But
just
that will not help.
very good, very good. So Mayavadis and impersonalists, they tell to create vacuum in the mind, negating all material thoughts. Just negate. So that is not. No, the ultimate solution is not that. No, some people may tell, no, be quiet, be calm. No, so negating all material thoughts will not help. No, just creating a vacuum will not. No, vacuum will not remain. Vacuum is nothing. Nowhere there is vacuum. Even in space, there is no vacuum. No. So there is something medial. So the only solution is actually to always think of Krishna and how to serve Krishna best. The mind can be conquered. One more example. माया कृष्ण सूर्य समा माया है अंधकार जहाँ कृष्ण तहाँ नहीं माया अधिकार. Whenever we are remembering Krishna, that means we are Krishna conscious. You know? So there is even how danger thought it may be, but we should always chant holy name or repeat Krishna's instructions, you know, in the terms of shloka and everything. That is the most important thing. Okay. Krodha Vegam, how anger can be controlled.
Prabhuji, can I say?
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, you mentioned that anger can be controlled in the service of the Lord, and like you gave the example of Hanumanji, like how he used his anger in the service of the Lord. At our level, we can be utilized it like whenever someone speaks against something against Krishna consciousness philosophy, to defeat them, we can use the anger. Look,
If somebody is a Brahmana, you should defeat. And if he's a Kshatriya, you should cut off the tongue of that person. And if he's a Vaishya or Shudra, you should block his ears. One should run away. So if we hear blaspheming, then we get polluted. So anger can be utilized in directing who speaks enviously towards the Supreme Lord and his pure devotees. Like two examples we spoke about Hanuman burning the Lanka, and everybody, even Lord Ram, appreciates that. And when Arjuna, he was not ready to fight, but Lord instigated fire within the heart of Arjuna. Without anger, you cannot fight. No? So these two devotees used the anger in an appropriate way. So generally what happens, if somebody blasphemes us, we become serious. If somebody blasphemes Guru or Krishna, Vaishnavas, we take it light. But actually it should be opposite. When somebody blasphemes us, what we have to do? We have to tolerate. And if somebody blasphemes Guru and Krishna, one should not tolerate. One should not, at least one should not hear. One should be out of that place. Okay. And one more example, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became angry on Jagai Madai. No. So why he became angry? They offended his pure devotee, Lord Nityananda. So that's why he became so furious that he wanted to cut off their heads. No. So that is a Krodha Vegam. But somebody may tell, अरे तृणादपि सुनी चैनो बोल रहा है और इतना गुस्सा हो रहा है चैतन्य महाप्रभु. Somebody may say, why Prabhupada is shouting on his disciples? He is becoming so angry. As a teacher, he has to teach his disciples. For teaching disciples, even Guru can become angry on disciples. No. So this is how Krodha Vegam. So one should be ready to tolerate all insults to oneself. But when Krishna or pure devotee is blasphemed, a genuine devotee becomes angry and acts like a fire against the offenders. So anger cannot be stopped completely, but it can be applied rightly. And okay. And Jiva Vegam, how we can control Jiva Vegam? Can somebody share? Those who didn't share. Quick, huh? Jiva Begum.
We can control jiva by supplying only prasadam or eating only food which is offered to Krishna.
Oh, very nice. So one should eat only prasad. This is a vrat. You know? This is a vow we have taken. We should not eat anything other than Krishna prasadam without offering. You know. So this tongue can be Mahaprasade Govinde Nam Brahmani Vaishnave Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan Viswasane Vajayat. You know, so those who don't have faith on Nam Brahmana Vaishnavas, then there is no use. This Sharira Avidyajal Judendriya Tahikal Jiva Fele Visay Sagare Tara Madhya Jivati. Among all uncontrollable senses, one is most forbidden. That is tongue. Prabhupada is to tell it can taste any nasty things. Any dirty thing. It can taste even blood, urine, stool, semen, anything it can taste. Tongue. There is no limit to the tongue. See, outside what all, even they make soup of ants, fly soup, they eat all brains. No, such a nasty thing it is. One thing we cannot control is tongue. Taramadde jivati, lobomay sudurmat. Takajeta katina samsare, Krishna vado dayamay. Tarivar jivajay. To conquer this tongue, Krishna has given us prasadam. Without offering, if you eat, the mind will get agitated. And the tongue demands more and more worst things. So very dangerous. Tongue can be. And one more thing Prabhupada said is we should eat on timely. One should take prasadam in time. One should regulated times we should take. Scheduled times. In one class, Prabhupada was telling why there are so many diseases nowadays because they don't eat prasadam on time. So irregulated habits are the causes of diseases. And one should not eat, even if it is vegetarian. We should not eat. We are not vegetarians. We are Krishnatarians. We should not eat in restaurants, sweet meat shops. We cannot buy outside sweets and offer it and take. We should not do that because non-devotee cooked items we cannot take. So, Jiva Vegam, Udara Upastha Vegam, we will discuss. And belly also can be, belly and tongue both can be controlled by taking only prasadam. So, now we'll discuss the genitals and in similar manner, the urge of genitals, the sex impulses can be controlled when not used unnecessarily. The genitals should be used to beget a Krishna conscious child. So, otherwise they should not be used. The Krishna consciousness movement encourages marriage not for the satisfaction of genitals, but for the begetting of Krishna conscious children. As soon as children are little grown up, they are sent to our Gurukula school where they are trained to become fully Krishna conscious devotees. Many such Krishna conscious children are required, and one who is capable of bringing forth Krishna conscious offspring is allowed to utilize his genitals. So Prabhupada is to tell, if we can beget children like Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur or Srila Prabhupada, we can beget any number of children. Even if you can see, even sometimes Acharya's children also now cannot become devotees. What to speak of others, like Prabhupada sons and Bhaktivedanta Thakur's children. Not everybody will become pure devotees. So it's not so easy thing to remember Krishna when when success is there. When failure is there, people will naturally remember Krishna. But when success comes, people cannot remember Krishna. So that is even more bigger test. And when when to beget genitals should be used only to beget Krishna conscious children, not for recreation, only for procreation. So not for enjoying. It is not only for drama they are practicing. 1 minute. So to beget a Krishna conscious children, otherwise then how will fill the temple with devotees? Some grastas should be there. So pious grastas, devotee children, or Prabhupada is to tell, you should protect these children. They are demigods. Grastas children are demigods. They are not ordinary children. From childhood, they are getting chance to practice. So one should train the children nicely. One should protect. So Prabhupada is to, instruct, his disciples to take care of the children. So it is a very, very important service. So when one is fully practiced in methods of Krishna conscious control, we can become qualified to be a bona fide spiritual master. To become a spiritual master is not an easy thing. So these are all 6 Vegas one has to control. Sarvam api mam pritvincha shishyat. These are the qualifications to become a spiritual master. Bona fide spiritual master. So this is the first instruction in Upadeshamrita. If you want to become a superior or spiritual master or leader, any type of leader in ISKCON, these things are very important. So in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has written commentary on this verse also. So what is that? Is that our material identification creates only 3 urges. Out of 6 urges, 3 are the very important. Root. What are those? Urge to speak, urge of mind, and urge of body. These 3, speech, mind, and body. Once he comes under the control of these 3, he becomes inauspicious. When a living entity falls victim to these 3 types of urges, his life becomes inauspicious. So one should not come under the control of these 3: speech, mind, and body. One who practices resisting these demands or urges is called tapasvi, or one who practices austerities. Austerity definition क्या है? Voluntarily accepting inconvenience. Voluntarily accepting inconvenience. for spiritual progress is called austerity. So these urges one has to control, or the urge of speed, vachovegam, manasavegam, and this demand of the body. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is writing, one who practices resisting these demands or urges is called tapasvi, or one who practices austerities. By such tapasya, one can overcome victimization of material energy or external energy, potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Daivi esha gunamayi mama maya duratteya mamayeviya prapadyante maya metam tarantite. The ones how Maya attacks is this loose talks. Loose talks. One who is speaking loosely, that means he is under external potency. One should not speak loosely about our superiors, Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnavas. So these are very inauspicious. First thing is vachovegam. Sadhu should not speak nonsense. Sadhu should not speak much about materialistic things, politics, or anything. So we become polluted by talking about those nonsense things. That is called dead matters. So here many such Krishna, he is called a tapasvi. Not tapasvi means just to do fasting. Not just fasting. One should resist the urges of these three things. So as nowadays people will tell, no, you don't. There is no wrong in no, we are speaking right things. Even if it is right, one should not speak. No, satyam priyahitam chayat. सत्य बोलना है तो भी प्रीति से बोलना चाहिए. So that is a austerity of speech, austerity of mind. One should be satisfied with whatever Krishna has given. In Bhagavad Gita, we have clear descriptions. Lord Krishna personally spoke about those things. Urges of speech. सत्य बोल, भले सत्य बोल रहा है, प्रीति से बोलना. So these are very, very important. Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Thakur has commented on this verse. So when we refer to urge to speak, we refer to useless talking such as that of impersonal Mayavadi philosophers. Mayavadi speech is vachovegam. That means we should not speak Mayavadi philosophy. If anybody speaks Mayavadi philosophy, then he is not a devotee. Or of persons engaged in fruitive activity. One should not hear from the karmis. Karmis or karmakanda philosophy. अरे ये पाप करने से ये प्रायश्चित करेगा तो हो जाता है. Karmakanda, if we hear karmakanda, that is also agitates our mind. So that's why vachovega means one should not speak or one should not hear about Mayavadi or impersonalist or karmakandi activities. Or of materialistic people who simply want to enjoy life without restriction. What is this? Karmi means what? Full of sense gratification. He doesn't know anything about Krishna consciousness. And especially in non-devotee Sangha, one danger, greatest danger for Grihasthas is we should go, when devotees go out and work with other non-devotees, they will speak all these things. अरे खुद का घर नहीं है, खुद का गाड़ी नहीं, कैसे जियोगे? फ्यूचर में कुछ तो पैसा रहना चाहिए, कौन संभालेगा? So they don't know any concept of Krishna's protection or Guru protection or anything. So one should not hear from, or Mayavadis, One student was telling initially, one student was telling, every day are you hearing lectures? Yes, Prabhuji. And one day I asked him, which lecture you heard? So he was hearing in YouTube. No? So Premanand Maharaj and all this. So that is not considered as hearing. One should hear from authorities like ISKCON Prabhupada and spiritual master and other Vaishnavas who are properly situated. One should not. Mayavadi Bhashya Sunile Hoilo Sarvanash. What Sarvanash will happen? Not we will lose job, or if anything happens to family or anything. Our bhakti concepts will be hampered. We lose our service attitude. We lose that bhava for Krishna. That devotion for Krishna will become poisonous. One drop of poison is enough to spoil 1 liter of milk. Whole milk has to be spoiled, thrown out. We cannot separate poison from the 1 liter of milk. So, if we hear Mayavadis, if we can make friendship with Mayavadis, when I was working, this Asaram Bapu follower was there. So he used to come to me always. And I said, no, I don't like to hear this, then please do not disturb. So he kept his own work and I kept my own, and later on he went out somewhere. And so otherwise, if we make friendship with people, then it is very dangerous. Either Mayavadis or Karmakandis. No. So some people have more faith in astrology than Krishna. That is also very dangerous. So Krishna is telling, even if you have sin or anything, Krishna will protect. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja tam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. Or materialistic people. Karmis means their goal of life is to enjoy unrestricted sense gratification. The sense gratification itself is very dangerous, and unrestricted sense gratification. To enjoy. So, Esam sparshaja bhoga dukkha yona yevate adi anta kaunte natesu ramate buddha. बुद्धिमान लोग इंद्रिय तृप्ति में रमता नहीं. Indriya Tripti is our enemy. Calm is one of the first enemies. And, but karmis doesn't know what is wrong. So these materialistic people, they want to enjoy life till last breath. So our goal of life is to serve till last breath. Exactly opposite in nature. No? So all such talks or literatures are practical exhibitions of urge to speech, urge of speak. And such Mayavadis and impersonalists and Karmakandis and also Karmis, they want to write books and they want to preach. They are also wanting to preach. And they have more followers. Many people are talking nonsensically and writing volumes of useless books. And all this is a result of urge to speak. To counteract this tendency, we have to divert our talking to the subject of Krishna. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, this is very, very important. One should not speak about sports so much. The Prabhupada is to tell to keep one ball here to there. Whole world is watching. Live. One small ball and big ball. All these games are is to attract opposite sex. That's it. So what is there in the cricket or football? To keep one ball from here to there. And whole world is watching it live. You know, so when Sukadeva Goswami Maharaj was speaking, whole world was trying to listen. 80,000 sages are wanting to hear. No? And this nonsense only, some people have some taste for even cinema songs, even after initiation also. You know? So, especially South Indians, very difficult. And North Indians also. So everybody is succumbed to this cinemas. Cinemas are, what is this? Created stories and also about sense gratification. No movie without sense gratification. Boy and girl enjoying. So one should not have desire to see movies. One should not see movies. And one should not sing, some lusty affairs of, Vaishya, Shudra and Shudrani. So one should not like to hear. These are all Vachovegam. There people are writing, cinema songs, composing songs, and they are not glorifying Krishna. Previously, whole cinema songs, everything was based on glorifying Krishna. And nowadays, nobody would like to upload good kirtans. We should upload nice and nice. When I was studying, people were uploading all Sai Baba songs. They were singing very nicely, but matter is useless. And whole India is listening to such songs about Sai Baba. So one should always glorify Krishna. If somebody is a good singer, he should sing nicely for Krishna. Pleasure. One should encourage also, but not these cinema songs. No? One should not allow devotees, after getting Bhakti Shastri also, reading Bhagavad Gita and everything, still one feels liking to see movies, then it is very bad. One should not like to see cartoons. Oh, nowadays people have become crazy for cartoons. So outside world, these are all urged to speak. They want to all, there is no content. What is that content? Cartoon content is something, imagine, so imagination. So one should not like to see cartoons. Some children, these are all childishness. They have grown up in the age, but that childishness has not gone. No? So one should not see these things. So we can make cartoons, we can make cinemas like Mahavatar Narsimha. Such movies can be encouraged. Like Srila Prabhupada disciples made Srila Prabhupada movie. Such movies okay, but not in our childhood we used to see that Prahlad Maharaj movie. That was my favorite. So we can see such movies, no problem. But rather than seeing movie, one can read more Bhagavatam. It is more live. Sukadeva Goswami's words. So sometimes they insert impersonal Mayavadi also. Impersonalism, Mayavadism. So they are writing big literatures. So Srimad Bhagavatam, this Nardamuni section, it is very Nayadvachas chitram padam hareryasho jagat pavitram pragrinita karhichit tadvayasam tirtam santi manasa nayatraham sa niramanti usikshaya. Can somebody read this translation?
Darshan Prabhu, can you read?
Yes, Guru. Translation. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly person to be like a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since the all perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there.
Nayatra Hamsa Niramanti Sikshaya. Hamsa will not relish in the dustbins or dirty matters, dirty things. Similarly, devotee does not relish speaking materialistic topics. Some people, have you seen, some people talks about politics or anything, they go on speaking hours and hours and hours. One should not speak politics. So if it is not concerned about Krishna, so it is a pilgrimage for the crows. We see all crows come together and they also make sounds and come together where in the dustbin, or Prabhupada tells they unite in the dead rat. They are always looking for dead bodies. The eagle will go very on top of a sky, and would like to see where, but what it is searching? It is searching a dead body. So these are all nonsense. One should not speak this materialistic talks. So the Jagat Pavitram Pagranita Karke se. Jagat Pavitram. So whole world will get purified by speaking about Krishna or Harinam Sankirtan. We do Harinam Sankirtan because world will get purified by hearing the holy name. So which alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe. But if somebody is glorifying this, is considered materialistic the talks, they are considered like pilgrimage for the crows. Since all perfect persons are inhabitants of transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. Tukaram Maharaj, you see how nice, he's always glorifying Krishna. Goswamis, they never involved in politics and all other. During Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also Muslim ruling was there. But the Mahaprabhu did not intervene in their ruling. So we have to do our own duty. Tadvag visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abadhyamatyapi namani anantasya yasonkitani yat shunvanti gayanti grinanti sadhava. This is also very, very important shloka. We have to buy at these two verses, very important. Can somebody read this?
Can I continue, Shantanu bro?
Yes.
Okay. On the other hand, that literature, which is full of descriptions of the transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc., of the unlimited Supreme Lord, is a different creation, full of transcendental words directed towards bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of the world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest.
Even if there is grammatical mistakes in glorifying Krishna, there is not a loss. We are not here to present, grammatically perfectly. Prabhupada wrote simple English, but which can be understood by everyone. And he is writing the descriptions of Krishna, about Krishna's name. We can write many books on glorification of Krishna's holy name. Form, name, fame. How Krishna is famous? His fame. We can glorify so much about fame. We can write so many books about these qualities. About form of Krishna, different forms of Krishna, different pastimes of Krishna. So this unlimited creation, this is the information of the spiritual world. What they are going to do in the spiritual world? They are just going to glorify Krishna. All this name, fame, form, pastimes, and qualities of Krishna. Here, how we are going to glorify some government or anything? How people are discussing about politics there, here. Similarly, in spiritual world, we are going to, by hearing different pastimes, so many pastimes. What we have got in Srimad Bhagavatam is a minute. But there are unlimited pastimes of Lord. And it is a different creation. There is no boring in spiritual life. One should always hear about, it is very easy to sit and hear. We don't need to do anything. We just need to hear about Krishna pastimes, Krishna Katha. And we need to write, some devotees has to write about this, the glories of Krishna, glories of name, fame, form, pastimes, and qualities. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of Krishna. One should describe. Somebody is describing, some politician or some actress or some sportsman, so that is not the actual glorification. So they are, the glorification of Krishna is a different types of different creation. So how long we can go on discuss? For us, it is like a tapasya, medicine, the name, form, pastimes, and qualities, describing those as a medicine. But for pure devotees, it is like a nectar. Like Radheshyam Prabhu is always giving classes. He will never get tired, because glorifying Krishna. And Prabhupada, even at the age of, don't take away my privilege to serve Krishna. At the age of 77 years, he was speaking like that. He wanted to preach. Recently, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj came in the Utkarsh camp, and he was telling, I am the guru of entire South India. I want more service. I want more and more service. I want to take more responsibilities for Prabhupada mission. Maharaj was boldly, he was speaking. So Maharaj is one should never give up service. So this one should always spread more and more. How many disciples Maharaj has made? More than 50,000. Means how much Krishna, he is inducing people to chant holy name. How many people he is inducing to worship the forms of Krishna, different forms of Krishna. How much he is spreading the fame of Krishna. Once Prabhupada was writing, a real devotee, he feels happy when he is spreading the name of Krishna.
क्लास चालू आहे
Okay.
15 मिनिटात करतो तुम्हाला लगेच क्लास
So
चालू आहे
the conclusion is that only when we talk about devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can we refrain from the useless, nonsensical talk. Not simply sitting. Once I was cutting nails in the bathroom. So Sundarsham Prabhu came seriously. What you are doing? I got shocked. Prabhuji, I am just cutting my nails. Why you are so serious for cutting nails? Chant some holy name. Krishna, even in bathroom also, one should be Krishna conscious. Not just when we serious about cutting nails or shaving. No, attentively shaving. One should glorify Krishna. So when we are with senior devotees, they will help us. One should always chant holy name. So one devotee, in Brahmacharya Ashram, Sundar Shampru was telling, Vrishabhvani Prabhu, he always chants, he is always singing Kirtan, anywhere. So He may not be a good singer, but he always doing kirtan for the Lord. He's always singing Hare Krishna mantra. So that's Prabhuji was appreciating. So one should always glorify Krishna. One should not glorify some materialistic dead matters. That is like a dead rat. And nowadays news means what? North, east, west, south, they are spreading only dead matters. They will never share any good news. They always share bad news. One should not hear news so much. The conclusion is that when we talk about devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we can refrain from useless talks. One should always practice in association of in which association you can glorify Krishna. You are talking more about Krishna consciousness. That is the real friendship. Otherwise, it is not true friendship. Or any relationship where we can glorify Krishna. That is the right relationship. So, as for the agitations of flickering mind, they are divided into two categories. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur is telling, the first is called avirodha priti, or unrestricted attachment. And other is called virodha yukta krodha, anger arising from frustration. कब है उत्तरी नहीं देखो. So here we have to understand these two flickerings of mind. One is attachment and another is krodha, anger arising from frustration. Attachment and krodha. When kama is fulfilled, it becomes lobha. It will become more attached. And if it is not fulfilled, it will become anger. So these two are the flickerings of mind, oscillating mind. So chanchalam hi mana Krishna, pramati balabhadrudam. So this chanchal man ko control karna padta hai. Adherence to the philosophy of Mayavadis, beliefs in the fruitive results of Karmavadis, and belief in plans based on materialistic desires are called avirodha priti. What is avirodha priti? Attachment to अच्छा लगता है ना कभी Mayavadi, which we have heard from childhood, or fruitive results for Karmavadis. ये करने से ये मिलेगा. So the attachment to these things, one cannot give up those things. That is called avirodha priti. And what is this virodha yukta krodha? The jnanis, karmis, and materialistic plan makers generally attract the attention of conditioned souls. But when the materialistic cannot fulfill their plans, when their devices are frustrated, they become angry. Frustration of material desires produces anger. So where frustration means failure. So Mayavadis, these jnanis, karmis, materialistic plan makers, when they cannot fulfill their desires, material desires, then they become anger. Similarly, the demands of body can be divided into three categories. Demands of tongue, belly, and genitals. Demands of body are in three categories. Tongue, belly, and genitals. So first thing is tasmatvam indriyani adav niyamya bharatarshava. काम को क्रोध जीतने के लिए third chapter Lord Krishna speaks about the danger of lust, but he tells where one has to attack about the sense control. Senses has to be controlled. Especially tongue has to be controlled. Here demands of tongue, belly, and genitals. One may observe that these three senses are physically situated in straight line. As far as body is concerned, that bodily demands begin with the tongue. Tara madhya jivati lobomaya sudurmati. If one can restrain the demands of tongue by limiting its activities to the eating of prasadam, the urges of belly and genitals can automatically be controlled. If somebody is eating only prasadam, naturally belly and genitals will be controlled. So one should always take proper guidance in this. What to eat and what not to eat. Eating is a very important thing. One should not eat prohibited things. So if you have tongue control, if tongue is controlled, belly, if we give less food, then belly will not be, or the size cannot be increased. And naturally, if you eat more, semen will be lost. Genitals will become agitated, especially sweets, milk and sweet mixed, or some very sweet agitates the genitals. So one should not eat very opulent items, sattvic items, boiled or anything. Then tongue, the belly and genitals also become controlled. Sharira avidyajal jodendriya taikal jiva pele visesagare tar madhya jivati lobomaya sudurmati takasita katina samsare Krishna bado dayamaya tari bar jiva jai swaprasadan nadilo bhai sayanna amrita pao Shri Radha Krishna gunagao premedako Sri Chaitanya Nitai. Can somebody read this quickly? Quick. Time is getting.
And to continue.
O Lord, this material body is a lump of ignorance, and the senses are the network of paths leading to death. Somehow or other, we have fallen into the ocean of material sense enjoyment, and all of the senses, and of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and uncontrollable. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world, but you, dear Krishna, are very kind to us. You have sent this nice prasadam to help us conquer the tongue. Therefore, let us take this prasadam to our full satisfaction and glorify your lordships, Sri Radha and Krishna, and in love call for the help of Lord Chaitanya and Prabhu Nityananda.
So solution is given by Bhaktivedanta Thakur. So one should take, sumptuously satisfaction, for our full of satisfaction and glorify. What is a symptom of honoring prasadam? You will glorify Radha and Krishna. Not just eating and sleeping. One should glorify Radha and Krishna. And in love, call for the help of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. Any difficulties, we should call Panchatattva. Prabhupada tells, whenever you are chanting, keep Panchatattva photo in front of you and chant. Anywhere you can chant. So, there are 6 kinds of rasas, taste, and if one is agitated by any one of them, he becomes controlled by the urges of tongue. Some persons are attracted to the eating of meat, fish, crabs, eggs, and other things produced by semen. This eggs means what? That is a semen of birds. So things produced by semen and blood. Non-veg means what? Blood, eating dead bodies. Eating non-veg means what? Eating dead bodies. Can you imagine? Somebody is eating dead body, so inauspicious. Blood and eaten in the form of dead bodies. Eating non-veg means eating dead bodies. They don't eat live bodies. But they eat dead bodies. Others are attracted to eating vegetables, creepers, spinach, or milk products, but all for the satisfaction of tongue's demands. Such eating for sense gratification, including use of extra quantities of spices like chili and tamarind. No, why one should not eat chili and tamarind? Chili is not a pure thing. Chili and tamarind is for agitating the genitals. To be given up by Krishna conscious persons. One should not eat too much spicy or too much tamarind, katta, chatpat. अच्छा लगता है लोगों को. But when we become devotees, saptaguna items we should take. The use of pan, hataka, betel nut. One should not eat betel nut. One should not eat pan masala. Pan, which is natural also. Various spices used in pan making, tobacco, LSD, marijuana, opium, liquor, coffee, and tea, and is included into fulfill illicit demands. All these things are for attracting opposite sex. पान जिसका ज्यादा लाल होता है, he has more sexual desire. So we should not eat pan. Even it is sweet pan, something which we are making. Even one should not take even Mahaprasad. Some restrictions about Mahaprasad. Even in Ekadasi day, one should not eat Mahaprasad if it is made of grains. Strictly, it is equivalent to having breaking 4 eggs. Not even breaking 4. It is worse than the end of that. Eating grains on Ekadasi day, even Mahaprasad. Prabhupada, if you search in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu asks his mother to fulfill one vow, that is, don't eat grains on Ekadasi. Prabhupada writes a purport, very strong purport. So these are the demands of tongue. Attracted to eating vegetables also. We are not vegetarian. We should offer things and take, including the use of extra quantities of spicy and chili and tamarind. Also, we have read this. So we will conclude here. Any doubts?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, thank you for this wonderful class. Prabhuji, in previous 1 2 paragraphs before, there was about Mayavadis. So in that, many times people get attracted by the flowery things which are told in the maybe Vedas, Karma Kandas and all. But sometimes we see that in devotee circle also we follow some of the things like uh, एकादशी महात्म्य होता है, भीष्म पंचक होता है, अदरवाइज सम ऑल डिफरेंट डिफरेंट थिंग्स.
Ekadasi Mahatmya, we should always be careful that the कर्मकांडी perspective से बताया जाता है. That's why we should always have a spiritual master. We should always take permission before reading, or how to understand this perspective very nicely. One should not be doing Ekadasi for some materialistic things. One should be doing for the pleasure of Krishna and Guru. What benefit we get, that is not important. Krishna likes it, so Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani. For that purpose we do Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. Otherwise, we will Shastra, Bahuvakya Chitta Brahma. So one will, by reading without permission or without guidance, that will agitate our mind. So many, we will blame Shastras also. Why it is told like this here, where it is contradictory.
Yes.
So that's why in ISKCON, Prabhupada disciples, they always see what Prabhupada recommended. Did Prabhupada said that to follow.
Hare
That's why they are very successful in following Srila Prabhupada. And so till last breath they are practicing. Okay. In ISKCON, we have to see what Prabhupada recommended.
Hmm.
That is ultimate law for us.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. If you have any doubts, we can ask even next class also. Next week I will inform, bro. When we can.
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji. Sure.
Wednesday, Thursday is good, huh?
Yeah, it is fine, Prabhuji. Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay. Maximum I'll do it in Wednesday, Thursday. If any changes, I will inform. Huh? Thank you
Okay,
very much.
Prabhuji. Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
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 Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.